Now help us with this. I believe that you were in a blackout.
Yeah.
Mike Clift, I talked to him about this, I wrote an article about what happened, and he told me he thought you were in a blackout. I believe him and I believe you, but you do remember these events, these actions during this time. So how can you help us with this, how can you describe this as a blackout?
Normally when I drink a lot of alcohol, I'll sit there and I'll lose control. I won't be able to do anything. I'll be unaware of what I'm doing. It'll be like I'm watching it. But part of it, part of May Day, I do not remember. The SWAT team took pictures of me, and I don't remember them. I remember them being up on the second roof. I remember going up there, and I don't remember anything after that.
Do you remember anything? Well, you are remembering bits and pieces of the brick throwing event. Were you blacked out during that time, even though you remember the actions of throwing the bricks? Was there a way you can say that you were blacked out during that time? I mean, were you blacked out in between? Are you saying that you were acting like an automaton according to the military rules of combat? In what sense, though, were you blacked out? I
have no memory of a lot of the things. Like the stuff I remember when I was on that first roof was told to me by Pirate Mike, because he was in San Bruno with me on the Veterans Pod when I first got up there. Because him and Nearly Pantless Nick got arrested the next day, and then they were taken up there. That's how I know about some of it.
So you're describing things now on camera that they told you.
Yeah.
From their telling it to you. You're not describing what you experienced up there?
I don't know what I experienced. I saw the footage, and I was reading my body language.
Okay, so during the event, do you have any memory during the event? Or is everything you just told me stuff they told you and you saw on the videos and from the photographs? Are you saying you had a complete blackout during the brick throwing episode?
When Mike pulled me off that roof, because I distinctly remember him telling me that they were going to shoot
you. Yeah.
And the only thing I was thinking, like, oh fuck, what did I do?
Okay.
And it was like someone turned on the lights, because I knew I went up there, and I just didn't know what I did.
Okay, so you went up there. And it was a blackout, and then Mike said, watch out, you might get shot, because they have guns.
Yeah.
And then you got off the roof. Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that accurate? Okay. When I talked to the other Mike, he said, as part of the statement you want to make, that you were not sorry that you aimed for the police. And I think he said you wished you'd hit the police?
Yeah, I missed my target. I normally do not miss my target. I had combat training at a very young age. I've been shooting forms of firearms most of my life. I don't miss what I aim for. And I was, even though I was firing, throwing it at an upward angle into a crowd, I was aiming for the crowd of police.
So you were not sorry, and if it had hit one of those police, you would not be sorry? No,
I'm just glad I didn't do it. I'm
Why?
just glad I didn't, because when I got sentenced, they sentenced me to assault with a deadly weapon. With under California law, being that they're not using my record against me, it was a 2-year minimum. Assault with a deadly weapon on a police officer is a 3-year minimum. And instead of staying in the county jail, I would have went to the penitentiary. And the county is one thing, the penitentiary is something else.
Entirely. So if you had not had any kind of penalty from this, and not faced possible time in a penitentiary, or even a county jail, if you had had no penalty at all, would you have wanted to hit a cop?
Yeah, I would have. Well, I would not have thrown it at an upward angle. I'd have threw it directly at him. One of the things.
Why?
Because that's the easiest way to hit a target. Anything is a straight line.
Why is the cop a target? Why is the cop a good target?
Cop is a good target because they help oppress the poor, they oppress the homeless, they pick on people, they defend the 1%. I basically was told by a cop the one day that they would gladly be the lapdog of the 1%. And
you find this unacceptable, extremely unacceptable.
Yes, because the police took the same oath that the military took when they first put on their badge.
Which was what?
I state your name, do swear to uphold and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And they're basically turning the population into the enemy. They're treating us like enemy combatants. And a lot of us, the only crime we have is being poor.
Homeless, poor, yes. Yeah. And you are saying you don't really mean that you see these things as being crimes.
No, because there's a class war being fought. It's the extremely rich against the poor, and they're using the police and various government agencies to do their dirty work when they can't do it themselves.
They're hiding behind the cops.
Yeah, they're using the laws against us. Like the prime example is the sit-lie law, lodging, and they got me and nearly Paintless Nick with obstructing the sidewalk last week when we were waking up. We were putting our sleeping bags away, and we got rolled up on, and we both got tickets just for sleeping on the sidewalk.
And so this is a sit-lie law that you can't lie down or sit on the sidewalk between, what is it, 7 a.m. and 11 p.m.?
Yes.
Or something. So you happen to be there within that window of time.
Yeah.
Then all you were trying to do was sleep.
Yeah, we were waking up. It was the first thing in the morning.
It's a natural human requirement. You got to have sleep.
Yeah.
So essentially you're being criminalized for sleeping during an unacceptable time, or getting up from sleep at an unacceptable time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Criminalized for that.
Yeah. That's like my last concussion on the hands of SFPD came when I was sitting in between a piece of cardboard and a blanket because it was cold and I was sitting down. They grabbed me like I committed a homicide, took my blanket, and when they were putting me into the paddy wagon, they slammed my head off the back of it. And the people inside heard the contact, and I was loopy for a minute.
Do you think you have a closed head injury from that, a permanent one?
Since this protest started, I have been seeing a lot of slowing down. It's been getting harder to communicate, and it's not the drugs that are doing it. It's the accumulated brain damage from multiple concussions. Because I had, was it 1, 2, 3, 4 concussions in less than 5 months on the hand of the police.
You mean during various protests they manhandled you and threw you around? How did that happen?